So our long laundry list here of different topics really kind of just added to what we discussed back in that 70-410 content on the different ways in which you can essentially tailor down where and when GPOs will be applied. Here in this module, we talked about processing order and precedence order and how when you have multiple different GPOs in different locations or even in the same location, there are ways in which you can ensure the priority of the settings that absolutely need to be applied. We talked also about the blocking of inheritance and the use of enforcement for policies, and how these two provide a very coarse approach for ensuring that a policy either does or does not get applied to a series of machines or users. With either of these also, it's not really a great idea to use them, except in very rare circumstances where you absolutely need group policies to or to not apply to the membership of that container. In most circumstances, we learned also that security filtering and WMI filtering provide a much more granular approach for ensuring those GPOs get to the correct users and computers, whether they be by membership in a group or whether they be by characteristics that can be queried on through WMI. We then took a look at a variety of ways that we can configure group policy to configure group policy through slow link processing, group policy caching, loopback processing, and also client-side extension behavior. And then concluded here with a look at group policy update and how you can adjust the refresh interval or demand a client or a series of clients to automatically update themselves with the execution of a couple of commands. Coming up next, we will continue this discussion on group policy, focusing now on those group policy settings. In this upcoming module, we'll focus in on the parts of group policy that are the traditional parts, those having nothing to do with group policy preferences. We'll talk about how you could use group policy to install software, how to redirect folders, how you can force a machine to execute a script anytime that machine boots or when a user logs on. Also, the variety of different admin template settings that we've been working with thus far. We'll talk about security templates and how we can actually create our own custom administrative template files as well. And then also, considering all the different admin templates that are out there, how we can configure different property filters to identify exactly the group policy setting we're interested in. That continued conversation on group policy and its settings is the topic for our next module coming up.